Hello everyone, good morning. We are the Lost Reporter and today we're going to discuss about the indigenous groups in Luzon, Region 1, Ilocos region. So here are the reporters. Agaho Amay Apiki Atual Carriedo Larong and Albit. So before we proceed to our main topic, I would like to introduce myself. I am Janice Gaho, your first reporter, and let's start. First things first, there are many indigenous groups in Luzon, the largest and most populous island in the Philippines. Some of the indigenous groups in Luzon included Eta or Agta. They are the indigenous people who live in the mountains of Luzon, particularly in the provinces of Zambales, Bataan, Tarlac, Pampanga, and Nueva Ecija. They are known for their hunting and gathering skills and their knowledge for the forest. The Ita or Agta or they are the collective terms for several indigenous Filipinos people who live in various parts of the island of Luzon in the Philippines. They are also known as the Philippines Negrito. Okay? And it also included the wider Negrito groups in Southeast Asia and also with whom they share superficial common physical characteristics such as dark skin tones like moreno or mas dark pa. And also frizzy curly hair. Yeah, curly ang ilahang hair kadalasan sa mga Eta. And also higher frequency of natural lighter hair color or which we call blondism. And yeah, that's it for Eta. Now we have Igorots or Cordelerans. Okay. They are indigenous people who live in the Cordillera mountains of Luzon, particularly in the provinces of Benguet, Ifugao, Kalinga, Apayao, and Mountain Province. They are known for their rice terraces, traditional clothing, and unique customs and beliefs. So since we tackled about the rice terraces, okay, they are Igorots, also known as good farmers, have traditionally cultivated the sides of the mountains for planting rice and vegetables. They also breed animals like chickens, pigs, and cows that they use for food source as well as for rituals. So now we have the Ibang. So Ibang they are indigenous people who live in the Cagayan Valley region of Luzon, particularly in the provinces of Cagayan and Isabela. They are known for their weaving and pottery skills and rich cultural heritage. So, we all know naman siguro what is pottery, no? Like, katong it's the process na paghulma og candlelight yuta then and other materials to form para ma-form siya mag-shape like ginahulma nila para magamit siya like it's either pwede maging banga, maging flower vase. This ibang indigenous people are known when it comes to this. And next we have the Tagalog. So Tagalog, they are indigenous people who live in the central part of Luzon, particularly in the provinces of Batangas, Bulacan, Cavite, Laguna, Nueva Ecija, and Quezon City. They are known for their unique language and culture, as well as to their contributions to Philippine history and literature. Aside from that, Tagalog is an Austronesian language spoken in Luzon and neighboring island and forming the basis of standardized national language of the Philippines, or what we called Filipino. So that's why even though dili ta taga Luzon, we dire sa Mindanao, or even though sa Visayas, most of the people or all people in the Philippines kay kabalo jud magtagalog. It's because Tagalog or Filipino is the standardized national language. And next, we have the Ilocos region, also known as Region 1, is located the northwest portion of Luzon Island, the Philippines. The region is home to several indigenous groups, including Ilocano. So, the Ilocanos are the dominant ethnic groups in the region and are known for their strong work ethic and frugality. They have a rich culture and history with a distinct language and traditional practices such as the kulintang music. So, Ilocano is the most commonly spoken language of northern Luzon, and it is the third largest language of the Philippines after the Tagalog and English. So that's it on my part. Now may I call on Miss Evony to continue this topic, and thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, I am Ebony Amay, the next reporter, and let's continue. Tingan. The Tingans are an indigenous group found in the mountain area of Arab and Ilocos Sur, and they are known for their intricate weaving and basket making skills and have a unique cultural heritage with traditional beliefs in ancestral worship and environmental conservation. So, Tingan, kitawag sila people of the mountain. Naila sila sa ilang intricate weaving and basket skills. Tapos na sila unique culture na sila traditional benefits and ancestral worship. So, nagabilib sila spirit and environmental conservation. Naga-conserve sila sa environment para dili-dali maguba. The Kankanae are an indigenous group living in Cordillera Mountain in northern Luzon, and they have a tradition of oral literature, music, and dance, and they are known for their terrace rice fields, which consider a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So, ang Kankanae pod kay nagpuyo sila sa Cordillera Mountain in northern Luzon, naa sila rich tradition sa oral literature, music, and dance. Tapos naa sila known pod sila sa terrace rice fields nila na as considered UNESCO World Heritage. Ibaloy. The Ibaloy are one of the largest people or largest group in the Cordillera Mountain, and they have strong connection to the land, and they are known for agricultural practice such as their use of dampay or communal gathering. So ang Ibaloy people, isa po sila sa pinakadako, one of the largest group in Cordillera Mountain. Tapos naa sila strong connection sa land, tapos nailapod sila sa agricultural practice. Gandang. The Gandam people are found in the province of Nueva Vizcaya and part of Isabela, and they have a language and culture with a strong emphasis on community and the family, and they are known for their intricate breadwork and weaving skills. This indigenous group have faced challenges such as land disposition and cultural assimilation and discrimination, but they continue to preserve and celebrate their unique cultural heritage. So, ang Gandam people pod kay ma-found sila sa Nueva Vizcaya, part of Isabela. Tapos, naa sila strong emphasis para sa ilang pamilya o community. Naila sila sa ilang intricate breadwork and weaving. Tapos, kani pod na group of indigenous kay naka-face sila sa challenges sa land disposition, cultural assimilation, and discrimination. Pero wala sila nagpapildihan na i-continue gihapon nila preserve and para makaselebrate sila sa ilang unique cultural heritage. And that's all my part. Now, let's proceed to the next reporter.
So hello, good morning. This is the continue of our report. No, I am Angelo BFPK and let's proceed to my topic. So my topic is tradition. So the indigenous people daw in Ilocos region of Luzon sa Philippines, kay ang tawag sa mga tao nila is tingguyan or inig. They have a rich cultural heritage na ginapasa siya from generation to generation. So i-discuss na karon ang traditions and practices nila, no. So first is textile weaving. The Tingguyan are known for the intricate weaving techniques, producing textiles such as inabel, which are used for clothing, blankets, and other household items. So kaning textile weaving mo ni siya tong makita sa kanang ginagamit pud nila, kanang ginasuot nila, kanang murag usually ginagamit po siya sa pang household items. Kanang tulo na siya ka weaver, nasa 3 types of weaver. I forgot what they called, but mao na siya ang ginasuot nila, no. So next part is agriculture, which is ang farming. So ang Tingguyan have a deep connection to the land and practice traditional. So na sila agriculture techniques, no, which called as slash and burning farming and rice terracing. So next is music and dance. So ang Tingguyan people kay na sila own music and dance traditions, which are if na special events mao na ilang ginapin music, which kanang ginagamit nila is instrumental lang. Ilang dance is basic lang, pero like kanang magtinikling at tawag pero mga basic moves, pero mao na lang ginagamit pag magsayaw sila kung na sila events, no. So next is beliefs and spirituality. So ang Tingguyan, no, kay na sila beliefs nga ginatawag na to og animism and ancestor worship. So ang animism mo na siya ang believe sa supernatural powers, and kaning ginatawag na ancestor worship kanang mga ancestor nila nga patay na, like for kita Catholic na ginatagaan na to og gifts or maybe flowers, tapos magpray ta murag pog mga normal Catholics na mga religious people, tapos gapray ta about sa ilang kung asa man sila karon for gapangay tag guidance sila nga murag believe ta gina-worship na to sila ba nga i-guide gyapon ta na masin patay na murag ana god. Tapos next is community organization. So the Tingguyan people practice a communal way of life and have their own system of governance and decision making. So na sila way of kung na sila own system silang governance na og decision na sila sariling decision making, bali sa ilang lugar, sa ilang compound or kanang tawag ng lugar naman sila specific nga na sila own government, own system nila sa ila lahi pod sa atua. Next is the but not the least in oral traditions. So ang Tingguyan people kay sila ang rich of tradition, kanang hilig mag story about myths, legend kanang ginapasa from generation to generation. So sila na mga tao nga respective na style about cultural heritage, no? So that's so the next report is culture, which is gonna report by my classmate. So next.
So, good morning everyone. I am the next reporter. I'm Lloyd Dominic Atwil, and let's continue. Culture. The indigenous group in the Ilocos region, known as Tingan or ethnic people, have a rich and distinct culture. Here are the some aspects of their culture. Language. The Tingan people have their own language called Tingan, which is the part of Northern Luzon language family. However, the majority of Tingan people will also speak Ilocano. So, ang Tingan people daw kay nasa sila sariling lingwahe pero kabalo po sila may istorya og Ilocano. So, clothing. The traditional clothing of Tingan people is made from woven fabric called inanap, which is made from cotton and usually dyed in bright colors. Women wear a pantadyong, which is a wrap-around skirt, while men wear a bahag, which is a loincloth. So, ang traditional daw na clothing sa Tingan tribe kay gihimo sa woven fabric. Ang woven fabric day guys kay mao na tong murag yarn na gagmay nagisalapid sa lapid. Pwede po ni siya himo og carpet o pwede po sa mga furniture na ginatawag nila na inanap. Ang mga babae kay ginasuot nila katong murag crop top good na crop top nya sa ubos kay palda ug sa lalaki kay bahag. Kita naman siguro tag bahag no katong lubot ray tabunan og sa atubangan. So music and dance. The Tingan people have a unique style of music and dance, which often involves intricate footwork and hand gesture. One of their traditional dance is called dikit, which is performed during celebration and festival. So ang Tingan people na sila sariling music o sayaw. Ang sayaw nila kay katong itaas-taas nila ilang kamot og mura sila og sa ilang tiil katong mura sila magambak-ambak. Una sila traditional na sayaw na ginatawag nila na dikit o ginasayaw lang nila ni og naaray okasyon. So food. The Tingan people diet is primarily composed of rice and vegetables. They are also eat meat, usually pork or chicken, but only during special occasion. So, ang ginakaon nila kay kanon o gulay, mukaon na rin sila og karne, og manok, pag naaray okasyon. Pero dapat jud ta mukaon og karne. Kay ingon ba ganin nito, walay lami ang kinabuhi o walay karne. So, beliefs. The Tingan people have their own mystic beliefs and practices which involves of worship and ancestral spirits. So, ang kuan daw guys, ang Tingan people kay nasa sila'y mga sariling tinuhuan o ganang mga ginasamba nila. They believe that everything in nature has a spirit, and this is important to maintain harmonious relationship with environment. And these are just the some of aspects of Tingan people culture. Their unique customs, traditions have been preserved through generation and continue to be an important part of the region's culture heritage. And that's all my part. And let's proceed the next reporter. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am J. Michael O. Carriedo, the next reporter, and let's continue.
The belief of indigenous group in Luzon Region 1, also known as the Ilocos region, are diverse and complex and vary depending on the specific indigenous group. However, There are some common elements that can be found in the traditional beliefs and practices of many indigenous communities in the region. One common element is the belief in a supreme being or deity who is responsible for the creation and the maintenance of the world. In some communities, this deity is known as Apu or Bathala, while in others there there may be a fan, pantheon of gods and goddesses. Mga beliefs ng indigenous group sa Luzon Region 1, also known as the Ilocos region. Naga-depend sila sa mga indigenous group. However, there are some common elements. Mga tradisyon nila kanang ilang mga napraktisan sa ilang grupo sa ilang pag-ano sa ilang beliefs. Also na sa ilang communities in the region. Then sa one common element is the belief in a supreme being. Kani sila kay na sila laylahing mga gods like known as Apo or Bathala or Christ sa ilang community kanang ginasimba nila no. And another important aspect of indigenous beliefs in the Ilocos region is the veneration of ancestors and spirits. Kani sila is murag important sa ilaha tong like mga spirits or ancestors. Many indigenous communities believe that the spirit of their ancestors continue to watch over and guide them, and they may offer prayers and sacrifices to these spirits as a way of showing respect and seeking their assistance. Sila tong spirits na naga-guide sa tuwa ug naga-protect sa tuwa ug i-sacrifice nila ilang self. Also, spirits as a way of showing respect and seeking assistance. Naga-respect sa tuwa ug naga-seek sa tuwa ug assistance. In addition to these beliefs, many indigenous communities in the Ilocos region also have unique practices related to agriculture, healing, and other aspects of daily life. For example, some communities may perform ritual dances and songs during planting and harvesting seasons, while others may use traditional medicinal plants and practices to treat illness. It's important to note that the belief and practices of indigenous group in the Ilocos region are diverse and may vary from community to community. It's also important to respect and honor these tradition, beliefs, and practices as important aspects of the culture heritage of the region. Kinahanglan gyud nato na i-respect ang and i-honor ang laylahig belief nato. Like laylahig beliefs sa mga indigenous people kay dili man tanan pareha tag beliefs. Kung kato ang ilang gipraktisan, let's respect and honor sa ilang traditional beliefs.
And that's all on my part. Now let's proceed to the next reporter.
Good morning everyone. I am Kent James Elbit together with Jean-Marc Larong, and we are the reporters in which we're going to discuss about the story of Luzon. Story. Of the 60 million Filipinos in 1991, 7 million are indigenous. They are all over the Philippines, in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. One of the 6 major tribal groups is the Negrito or the Aita tribe. There are 130,000 Aitas found all over the country. Hence, we are called the scattered or nomadic tribe. Due to foreign conquest, we suffered continuous displacement from our lands and the subsequent destruction of our culture. Unlike the Igorots of northern Cordillera and the Lumads of southern Mindanao, our tribe lost its ancestral lands, and with it, our culture. The wandering and scattering of our tribe were not inherent to our culture. Rather, we were driven into it by the necessity of looking for food. Sad to say, in the Philippines, the indigenous peoples are called the cultural minorities, or the little natives. The nomenclature came from the Spaniards under the Spanish government. The natives who refused to be baptized were marginalized and classified as the cultural minority, a name deemed unworthy of the baptized Christians. The term minority was reserved in a derogatory fashion for the pagans, the unbelievers, the untutored, and the illiterate, the voiceless, and the powerless. Most of our indigenous peoples have low self-image in spite of the fact that we were the original inhabitants of the Philippines. This is the result of a long history of oppression. We have been victims of various types of exploitation and have been driven from our land countless times. Our ancestors once lived by the riversides along the seashore. Now we have been pushed to the summit of the mountains, coupled with our anxieties caused by the endless waves of displacement was our difficulty in procuring food. We live by the produce of our farms, but many of us still survive by hunting wild boar, deer, birds, and also fishing in the rivers. We have a council of elders who settle disputes in the village. The indigenous peoples of the Philippines are ethno-linguistic groups or subgroups that maintain partial isolation or independence throughout the colonial era and have retained much of their traditional pre-colonial culture and practices. The Philippines has 110 ethno-linguistic groups comprising the Philippines' indigenous peoples. As of 2010, these groups numbered at around 14 to 17 million persons. And that's all on my part. Now let's proceed to the next reporter, Mr. Jean-Marc Darong.
I'm John Marco Talarong. So, continuation na ni sa report ni Albit. So, let's start. When the church people introduced the literacy program, I was one of the first to learn. This was because of Paulo Breuer's methodology of teaching. This method very encouraging. It is owing to this that I can now speak to you about people empowerment. Learning to read and write enhance our self-confidence. Now we are no longer subject to the deception of the middlemen and the military. We now control the price of our products. Gradually, we are moving from the barter system to cash economy. Slowly, we are being liberated from the clutches of middlemen and from the pitfall of internal debts. It is not only education that will empower our people. We also need to organize. We know there is a power in organization groups. We started organizing our village under an umbrella organization called LACAS, literally meaning power. The binding force of LACAS derives from its commitment to such important concern as self-determination and ancestral domain, human rights, and sovereignty. So dahil kay Paulo Freire, natuto sila sumulat, magbasa, learning to read and write, may nakapadasig o nakahatag og pagsalig sa ilang kaugalingon. So dati sila ginadaog-daog lang pero now dili na sila na makabuot sa ilang presyo sa ilang mga produkto. So, galing sa barter system to cash economy. Pinatunayan din nila na education will not only empower our people, simulan nilang ayusin ang kanilang nayon under an payong organization called Lakas ng Nangangahulugang Power. Lakas is a group of organization that promote education and cultural exchange focusing on ancestral domain, karapatang pantao, and soberania. Education and organization are useless if people are not moved to action. The true mission of people empowerment in this in the face of oppression, stand up and work for self-liberation. To summarize, our literacy program liberated us from both ourselves and our oppressive social structure. We have overcome our low self-image. We can now walk tall and look straight into the eyes of others. We can now speak in assemblies such as this even if we still feel nervous, we know and we feel that we are now recognized and accepted as persons. We go in critical thinking and analyze, organize. We ceaselessly seek the truth. We courageously uphold our rights and human dignity and strive to improve our livelihood. We struggle for political, social, and cultural freedom. And we constantly abide by our principle: oppress no one and let no one oppress you. This said that education and organization will be as useless sa harap na magpapapi, panindigan at magtrabaho para mapalaya ang sarili. Sa programang pagtuturo sa kanila ng pagsulat at pagbabasa dahilan na napalaya sila sa mga mapangapi na strukturang panlipunan. Dati lo lang kayong maglantaw sa ubang tao sa ilahin karon napatunayan nila na dili lang sila dirataman. So, karon makita man nato na sila police, teachers, sundalo, abogado, uban pa. Lumaki sa kritikal na pag-iisip at pagsusuri, matapang na itinaguyod ang kanilang mga karapatan at dignidad. Nagsumikap ng mabuti ang kabuhayan at sinusunod ang prinsipyo huwag mangapi ang sinuman at huwag kang mangapi ng sinuman. That's all. Thank you.